For a long time in Australia, we always said that snakes, sharks, spiders and all that actually killed almost nobody. But there's been a significant swing upwards in deaths from snake bites.
Yes, there has, and I don't think we really understand why. Certainly, if we went back 15 years ago, it looked like there were about 2 deaths a year from snakebite in Australia, which was very good by world standards. Then in the 1990s, a couple of studies were released showing that the numbers of deaths are perhaps around 3 to 4 per year. Last season we had about 5, maybe 6 deaths. The season before, it may have been as high as 8 deaths. So why are we seeing this progressive rise in snakebite deaths? Most of those deaths seem to be associated with brown snake, not exclusively, but the majority of brown snake bites. I think it's because those snakes are adapting to an urban environment.
Now, what are the implications for, you know, mum, dad and the kids, the idea of these brown snakes coming into cities more? What does it mean?
I think, first of all, it means that people must be aware that they're there, that cities are not necessarily safe from these sort of animals. So they need to know what to do if they're bitten. Sutherland's method of the pressure immobilisation bandage is clearly an effective, practical method for Australian snake.
Don't run around, reasonably tight bandage, get someone else to help you and do everything.
But keep the limbs still and keep yourself still. Get someone else to move you around.
Don't drive a car.
Yeah, don't drive a car. I think also we need to encourage the services that can help deal with this problem. So we see the rise of snake catching services, for instance. To 80% of the time, the snakes in urban areas are caught inside the person's house. So you shut it in the room, shut the door, right, and leave it in there until the snake catcher can be called to come and remove that snake.
Do we yet know enough to say what you should avoid doing that might attract snakes in your area or whatever?
I mean, if you provide shelter and food for the snake, then there's a chance the snake will come and occupy that little bit of habitat that you've created.
So messy backyards with sheets of iron and, of course, lots of rats and mice.
Yes. I mean, brown snakes are particularly going to feed on mice, so if you've got lots of mice around, that's a good place for the snake to be.
An 8-year-old boy is recovering in Ipswich Hospital after being bitten by a brown snake. It comes just a week after a Sunshine Coast woman died from a suspected rough-scale snake bite.
Day one of the school holidays and not a good start for 8-year-old Matthew Thompson. He's in Ipswich Hospital with a brown snake bite to his foot.
How long was this snake?
It was about a metre long.
About a metre long.
He stood on it while getting the paper from the letterbox this morning. Thanks partly to some quick first aid from Mum, he's going to be okay.
He is very lucky, yeah. I think if it's bit him on further up the leg, it might be a different story.
Snakes aren't anything new for the Thompson family. Their dog Hudson has caught several on their Barallan Point property. Even so, Matthew's father isn't taking chances.
Come on, come here.
The snake still hasn't been found, so Matthew's 7 brothers and sisters are taking extra care.
They've been warned about going out without shoes on, but it's hard to stop kids without shoes.
As usual for this time of year, snakes are on the move, even in residential areas. The Thompsons are warning other parents to be vigilant during the school holidays.
I'm very edgy. Every time I walk out the door, I'm looking all the time for snakes.
Sally Eales, National 9 News.